Today I'm going to talk about things I don't like about living on my own. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I know I talk a lot about how great it is to be solo in your 50s, and it is. In the main, it is great. But there are some downsides that I find sometimes, and I thought we'd discuss them. And of course, feel free, as always, to share your experiences and your feelings about being on your own and some of the more negative things, and whether in general you still think it's better to be on your own. I mean, the first one is a big one really, isn't it? It's health. And I do sometimes wonder what would happen if I suddenly got very sick, because I would just have to look after myself. I mean, thankfully I've never been really sick, but like I've had like when I had the first COVID jab, I was really ill afterwards. I mean, I couldn't move, but I just had to manage. I still had to just get on with it, and it was really tough. And it wasn't really anyone I could call on to come and give me a hand. Another time, I don't know what I had done, but my leg just stopped working. I can't even explain what happened to it. I just couldn't put any weight on one of my legs without it being excruciating. And it just happened all of a sudden. I went to stand up and I couldn't. And I hopped into my garage because thankfully I still had some crutches in there. I don't know why I had crutches. I think it was from years ago, because as you know, I'm a hoarder. I keep everything. I think my son had them years ago, and I just kept them. So I knew they were in my garage somewhere. So I'm hopping around my garage, crying in pain, trying to find these crutches. And I couldn't even get up and down the stairs. So I was having to shuffle up the stairs backwards, right, one leg pushing me up, crawling around the floor. And then in the mornings, I just crawled back down. But it was so bad, I couldn't even have a shower for days. Oh, and it lasted about a week before I could put any pressure on it. It was really hard. I couldn't go shopping, and I mean, I guess I could have called my son for help, but I really don't like asking for help. Sometimes I try to manage on my own. But that was bad. But I also think, so what if something that really happened to me in my house, like I had a stroke or a heart attack, or even if I fell down the stairs and was lying at the bottom of the stairs, nobody would know. Nobody would know I don't know if anyone would ever come and check on me. I could just be lying there forever. And those sort of things do worry me a bit. But what can you do about it? There's nothing you can do. If you're on your own, you're on your own. You just have to know that that's a risk that's going to happen. At some point, it may happen. Yeah. That's one of the things I don't like about living on my own, is that sometimes I do fear, if something serious happened to me, what would I do? Well, I wouldn't know, would I? Because I'd be unconscious. Now, I have no backup when things go wrong. I only have myself to rely on. So if my car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, I'm stuck. I have to call one of the AA or RAC or something and pay for it to get towed home. You just, anything can go wrong. I blew up my microwave once. I did not know you couldn't put olive oil in the microwave. I was doing this hand cream and you had to warm up the olive oil, so I put it in the microwave and the whole thing went bang and went on fire. I was like, oh my. Stupid of me, really. There you go, don't put olive oil in the microwave to heat up. And, if something goes wrong in the house, if anything goes wrong, there's just no backup. You're on your own, you've got to work it out for yourself. And that sometimes it can be tiring, especially when lots of different things happen at the same time. When the things always happen at once, don't they? And that's something you have to come to terms with, is there's no one to help you. You're on your own, And sometimes that is tiring. It's mentally draining. And then you don't have someone to share the good times with, someone to bounce ideas off. I'm making all these plans to go travelling, and it would be so wonderful to have, not someone to come with me, but someone that would be interested in hearing what my plans are, or, but nobody really wants to hear that because no one's doing it with you. There's something that people are only interested in if it's affecting them. So, yeah, that can be a little bit, sometimes you say, I'd like someone just to talk to, be excited about things with. And when I've had a bad day and you want to come home, I don't even have a cat to kick. I don't have anything. I just have myself. And sometimes, because you don't have that person to vent at, it can sort of fester a little bit in you and make you more angry and more depressed. So sometimes it would be nice, I think the benefit of having a partner is you've got someone to vent at all the time. I mean, you get it out of your system. And when you're coming home to an empty house, you've just got yourself to vent at and get angry with, and So sometimes I do find that that's quite difficult, and end up holding on to anger for perhaps a little bit longer because I don't have that outlet to someone. So that's, I think, one of the negatives about being on your own. I mean, I've got a good friend. I tend to vent to him when I need to, but I don't always. And also, it depends who you're venting about, doesn't it? I'm very, I don't like. I don't like to say anything negative about anybody that I care about. If it's them that made me angry, I tend to just fester on it. Yeah. So there are a few concerns when you live on your own, but I still stick by. I prefer being on my own in general. There are always goods and bads for being on your own and not being on your own. But for me, in general, I do prefer my own company, and I'm happy being on my own, and I cope on my own. I always do. But they're just, there are some things that obviously you have to think about. Anyway, what are your negatives about being on your own, or do you just have none and you just love it? I can't wait to hear what you all have to say. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. Ciao!